All right, everyone. So just doing a quick job down at Sunny Coast, or up at Sunny Coast, I should say. And I just got to set up one of our Rodale 21-foot vans. So I thought I'd give you a quick tour on what to do. Alrighty, follow through. So first thing you want to do whenever you get to your site, you do want to make sure your handbrake is on. You're going to install your jockey wheel. While you're standing here, you got your 2 gas bottles. This little knob here will select which bottle, so whichever way it's pointing, that's the bottle you're using. If you use one, switch it over, go the other. Just make sure these are turned off for travel. Righto, round the back end, you got your 4 stabiliser legs, 1 on each corner. We just basically pull this handle to drop it down, and then inside the boots there will be a tool to wind this knob down. You're also in the boot going to have wheel chocks. So we want to put a wheel chock on each side before we release it from the car. If your van is on quite a big lean, you can use these grey ones for ramps to try and level up your van before you release from the car. In terms of plugging the van into everything, you got your 240 inlet here, which plugs into the power box at the caravan park. You've got your water inlet here, and then that plugs into the water at the caravan park. And then up the back here, you've got your grey water. So that plugs in here, comes back down to there. So obviously, whenever you're packing up from your trip, you want to wind all these up and disconnect them, and they all get stowed away in one of your tunnel boots up the front here. If you're going off-grid, you've got your water tank here. That's where your fill point for your water. You've got about 84 litres of water on board. Just bear in mind, particularly with showers, you're using about 11 litres a minute water pump. That means you can empty these in about 15 minutes if you run them flat out. So just bear that in mind if you're off grid. You've got to be really careful with water. Just walking around the van, the toilet cassette empty for this one is here. So when we're done with that, if it's full from the other side, just pull this out. It's got a fold up handle to wheel it along. Now when we got to empty it, you're going to turn this, unscrew that. You got this button here. You're going to lift the whole thing and tip it and push the button at the same time into the dump point. At your dump points there's always a hose. Use the hose to flush it out, and then you'll find inside the van there's toilet chemical. You'll use that to put a new toilet chemical in there to reset. Alright, just heading into the van. So your main thing is just up on the right hand side of the door, this is your power management system. Now as you can see, we're plugged into power, so it says AC connected. When I want to run off batteries though, I'm going to push this little battery symbol here, and that's going to turn the batteries on. Now if I want to use a water pump, that's for off-grid only. It's the little teardrop. If I hold it on, you see it goes pump on off. With your TV, these mount onto these brackets. Now when you do travel, you do want to release this from the bracket and put it in the box which is under the bed. So you just release this knob here and lift it off and detach all your cords. When you plug it in, your plug-in points here for your power and your antenna. This little button here is your antenna booster. You want to make sure that green light is on or you won't get any reception from the antenna. The antenna itself is this one here. So what you've got a winding handle to go up or down, and you've got an adjuster. These little 2 tabs, that's to spin the antenna around on the roof so you can try and get better reception. When you want to put it down, you match the 2 little triangles together, and then you're going to wind it all the way till you hit the roof. It's really important to make sure that those 2 line up, because if they don't, the antenna could be hanging off the side of the van. It'd be no good. That's an important one. Make sure that is stowed away for travel. Stove top, just got to make sure this is in the upright position to use the stove. The gas won't work unless the stove's up. That includes the grill. Basically all we got, these are a push and hold type one, and you push the piezo like that. If you've just turned your gas bottle on, they may not come on straight away, so just hold them on a bit longer. Same with the gas on the bottom. You've got the one there, but as I said, you want to make sure that's up there. Just make sure you don't put that lid down for 15 minutes after you've been cooking, because it might wreck the countertop. All right, fridge. So these ones, unless you've got a specially wide car, are only going to run off the 240 volt at the caravan park or the gas. So what we do to turn it on is we just hold the power button till it comes on. Now this selectors, you're going to select your fuel source. So for us, A will mean it will automatically select the most convenient source for it. So you can see now it knows we're plugged into power. If you are having some issues with this, you can hold the button down to change what fuel source you want. So you can go auto, electric, battery, which we said is not going to work for us, or gas. You can also select your temperature. So the more bars, the colder it is. You can push that to increase or decrease the temperature of the fridge. If the fridge is running, you will see a little blue light there. If it's not running, it's going to be a red light. If it's red, you need to check your fuel sources. Are you not connected to power? Is the gas well turned off? These are really slow to get cold. I would suggest you waiting around 5 hours to get it properly cooled. So don't expect this to be cold as soon as you get in and turn it on. You do need to allow these to take their time. Other half of the toilet, basically to use these ones, we can open up, you've got your lever here that opens the tanks to do your business. Do your business. You got your flush button here. When you're done, close it like that. And when you can see that tank is full down there, do not try and push the boundaries of that. There's nowhere else for it to go. Once that's full, that's where you must stop and go outside and use and empty the cassette. Just make sure this lever is in the closed position, otherwise the cassette will not come out from the other side. Alright, next thing's just your awnings. So this is running the Carefree awning, but most of these manual awnings are pretty much the same. So the really critical thing with these is to what's their main purpose, and their purpose is to create shade or light rain. They're not designed for storms, they are not designed for heavy winds or heavy rain. If you get any of that sort of weather, you do need to bring these in. You're looking at probably around a $1,700 repair bill if it gets broken, and that will be charged back to the hire. So we strongly recommend, if you're not using this, if you're going out, anything like that, and there's bad weather expected, make sure you pack this up before you go. So now I'll just give you a rundown on how that's actually set up, and then you can do the reverse to pack it up. Alright, so first thing we need to do is release the travel locks. There's one on each end of the van, so one here and one down the other end. And we need to release the locking mechanism, which is this bottom black one here. Same thing, front and back. So you just loosen that a couple of times, push that like that. Same at the other end. Like that. Loosen it like that. So to roll it out, you can see we've got this locking mechanism here. We can push that upwards, it will allow us to roll it out, and we want to pull it back towards us to be able to roll it back in again. You also notice there's this little ribbon here that is to assist you pulling it out. Now if you have a look in the boot, there is actually a little tool, if you're not tall enough like me, which allows you to reach that latch. Alright, now that I've got my tool, I'm going to push this little lever up like so, and then I'm going to get my hook in here, and I can pull that, and you'll see the awning's starting to pull out. Once I've got it low enough, I can just pull all the way out with my hand, all the way down until it stops like that. We now need to slide out each of the arms, so that's these parts here. This is where you need to make sure this one's loose. You slide it up, and you'll see there's a little tongue there. We want to put that through the top here. Now if that doesn't go through for some reason, you may need to put your finger in and push that across to make it fit. And then what I'm going to do is I want to get this taut, so I'm going to push my arm down on the end and tighten that lever up. Just like so, and then I'm going to repeat the process on the other side. Same thing. Slide him up. So I can see this one's a little bit a little bit on an angle there, so I might need to just give them a quick bend. Any locks, like so, and same thing, take your pressure, do my brace up. Alright, so now I've got a nice flat area. What I'm going to do now, these are your height adjustment levers. Just one again on each end, so basically just lift the lever. I can slide the whole thing up to lock in whatever height I want. I'll repeat that on the other side. Alright, there's our awning assembled. I normally just wrap this little lever here, or this cord around here, just so it doesn't flap in the wind for me. So the only difference with pack up is obviously reverse all the lifting things, and then we want to roll it up. We're going to flick this lever here to the closed way, and then it will roll up. And that's it.